The Countach arrived like a punctuation mark, sharp, loud, and impossible to ignore. It wasn't a pretty deformation of the rules, it was their rejection, reflective. The entire history of Lamborghini, Episode 2, The Countach, Wedge, Scissors, and Pop Culture. From the dark, a wedge emerges, scissor doors slicing the air, a silhouette that rewrites every poster wall and bedroom shrine. On stage at Geneva, it looked like a concept that forgot to ask permission. Offstage, it became the blueprint for a generation that wanted to be seen. This is the story of how an angle became a legend, not by accident, but by design. In the early 1970s, Lamborghini needed a successor to the Miura, something that no one could mistake for anything else. Marcello Gandini at Bertone answered that with a radical question. What if a car was conceived as a wedge? Then, Gandini drew not to please committees, but to challenge them. Sharp planes, a low nose, and surfaces that looked fast even standing still. Every line demanded motion. This was Project 112, the LP500 concept. At Geneva, the prototype landed like a spaceship. People didn't just look at it, they rearranged their expectations. The Countach's shape was the headline. Everything else read like footnotes. But the wedge was more than an aesthetic dare. It was a practical solution to packaging and airflow, a way to move radiators, intakes, and structure into new positions that traditional supercars hadn't considered. The low, flat nose and dramatic hips were not showpieces alone. They were the product of measurement, wind tunnel tests, and stubborn design choices that ignored polite trends. Early sketches and clay models tell the work behind the myth. Adjustable vents, roof channels, and a silhouette that read equally well in shadow and studio light. The Countach made the angle itself the voice. When creativity meets necessity, you get provocation with purpose. That is where the Countach was born. Under the skin, engineering had to catch up with the audacity of the design. The Countach used a welded tubular space frame to keep weight down and torsional stiffness up, a backbone for the wedge. The scissor door, not a vanity trick, it solved service access with those wide, low sills the wedge demanded. Every extravagance had a reason. The carburetors and polished velocity stacks gave the V12 its breath. Dry sump plumbing and robust cooling kept that power from cooking the chassis. The LP400S added flared arches. The 5000 QV added the drama of displacement. From periscope roof channels to NACA ducting in the flanks, airflow became sculpture. The Countach wasn't just fast, it looked like speed itself. Bedrooms plastered with Countach posters, dreams on every wall. Magazine spreads baptized it a new kind of automotive art. A red Countach parked outside the casino. The city stopped. Neon streets turned its paint into moving color. It starred in music videos, a prop and a promise. Designers draped models beside its angles, selling glamour. And children unwrapped tiny Countachs, scaled dreams on tiny shelves. Billboards made it a skyline icon. Advertising turned legend. Celebrities arrived in Countachs, and cameras swallowed the night. Its image flickered on CRTs, entering living rooms everywhere. Airbrush artists translated its lines into pop culture masterpieces. It cruised past skyscrapers, a symbol of instant success. Private collections stored Countachs like modern reliquaries. Amber dials and needles promised a mechanical heartbeat inside. Champagne, cassette tapes, aviators, the car curated a lifestyle. Anniversary editions polished the myth into museum-grade spectacle. Technically, multi-throated carbs, the V12 breathed beauty. Ocean Drive lit its flanks, neon palms reflected on paint. And across town, a Ferrari waited, rival elegance against Countach showmanship. Sant'Agata teams stood back as their creation claimed the night. A kid clutching a toy, eyes wide, a future made visible. Magazine pages flipped. Headlines wrote its mythology into print. Ads, TV, and music borrowed its image. The Countach multiplied. Pastel skies and neon roads folded it into 80s fantasy. Glow-list pencil lines anchored every exaggerated crease and vent. It rolled out past workers who had built outrage into metal. Home movies captured neighbors stepping into a moment of history. On track, it smoked and snarled, a show of planted power. 3 Countaches rested under spotlights, chrome and shadow in balance. Rotating in gold light, the Countach became pure, distilled icon. The Wedge didn't die, it evolved. Diablo, Murcielago, Aventador. Each inherited something of Gandini's defiance: extreme geometry, theatrical presence, mechanical bravado. When Lamborghini returned to the name Countach in 2022, it wasn't nostalgia alone. It was proof that the original idea still had radical currency. Design trends change, tech advances, emissions rules alter the math, but silhouette and myth are tenacious. The Countach taught manufacturers and buyers that a car could be identity, not just transport. Next, we return to the beginning, the man who turned tractors into a legend. Ferruccio Lamborghini, the origins of the bull. Join us next time on Entire History of Lamborghini.